Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and today's shout out goes to Mark Cloud Chaser. Mark was first to say first in one of my recent videos, and thus wins this shout out, so congratulations. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and I have a neat review of a neat new drone. This is the new C-Fly Faith 2S, an upgrade to the original C-Fly Faith 2, which I reviewed about a year ago. In fact, here is the original C-Fly Faith 2. Just letting you know that I still got it. So it is a quadcopter. I consider this one a Quadcopter 101 keeper. Hopefully this will be a keeper too. There are several minor differences between the two. You know, the shape is the same. They actually look quite a bit the same. However, on the belly of both of them, there is some difference in the cooling of the system. In fact, I think they actually might have put a fan in here to provide added cooling to this. But, you know, that's the original Faith. But let's go over real quick what the difference is, what the main upgrade to this is that it now has 7-kilometer range. The original had 5-kilometer range. This one has 7-kilometer range. And I hate to say range because you're really not allowed to be flying out 7 kilometers in most countries, folks. But what this does is, with improved range, what they're telling you is the FPV signal from this drone and the control signal to this drone is very strong. Okay, you'll be able to get good FPV video, you know, on your phone as you're flying it. Also, good control of the drone, safe control of the drone in like cluttered environments or environments with radio interference. You know, in urban areas where there's maybe lots of 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi interference or 2.4 gigahertz interference, you'll be able to fly this drone more or less safely, okay? And ensuring that you got good video feed to your phone, flying in cluttered environments, okay? That's the way I want you to look at this. Don't look at this type of drone saying, oh boy, I can fly 7 kilometers. You don't want to do that, folks. You can get in big trouble for that, okay? Just letting you know right now. But you will have good reception from this drone, very good reception from this drone. And I'm going to go shortly how they've done it, you know, what they've done to improve the reception. But let's go over the drone real quick. What we got is, it's a folding drone, as most drones are these days, for portability. It has, you know, back and front folding arms that you can extend as such. Show you in the drone within the extended mode here. It is not a lightweight drone, folks. I forgot what the weight is, but it's definitely over 250 grams. So you are going to require registering this in most countries. So just giving you a heads up on that, folks. Other things about it is brushless motors, okay, for durability of the drone, especially its motors. It includes GPS GLONASS system, very rapid lock-on this drone of the GPS system, very dependable GPS system. And that also gives this drone the capability of return to home and landing on command by pressing a button on the controller, on loss of signal if you fly too far away or fly behind a building somewhere. And lose reception from the controller. This will return to home and land itself. And also on low voltage, it'll bring it back, you know, bring itself closer to you and land itself. Now, other things about it, I mentioned the 7-kilometer range. I'm going to go into that in detail a little bit later. But on the belly of this, in addition to the GPS system, if we look at the belly, it does have an optical flow sensor. What this does is enables the drone to hover in place without using the GPS. Okay, so say if you do have bad GPS reception and you start getting toilet bowl effect, you can turn off the GPS with a controller and switch into optical flow mode. Or you can use the optical flow mode to fly the drone indoors. But I would not recommend flying a brushless motor drone of this size indoors, folks. It's just really not safe. Okay, just giving you another heads up there too. Now, another thing this drone has that a lot of drones do not have these days, especially lower end drones, is these 2 ultrasonic sensors. Now what these do, in addition to the built-in barometer inside here, is provide altitude hold capability. Very steady altitude hold capability, especially when you're near the ground, say, you know, a few meters above the ground, up to 10 meters, I'm guessing, with the ultrasonic sensor. This enables rock steady hover, okay? I just reviewed a drone 2 days ago that had just a barometric sensor in there, and that thing was bouncing up and down with the wind. Okay, this should not do that, even on windy days. These ultrasonic sensors should enable the drone to maintain a very steady hover, and I'm hoping to demonstrate that here shortly when we go flying it. Now this is powered by a somewhat large battery, folks. This is 11.1 volt, 31 milliampere hour, 3100 milliampere hour battery. That gives us up to 35 minutes of flight time, folks. So that's pretty long flying, pretty large battery to provide relatively long flight of this particular drone. Now this battery is charged through its own charger. You're going to need to use this charger with the battery. And it slides in like so. And you get a little red blinking light here when it's charging. It is powered, this charger is powered through a micro USB port. I'm trying to see if it'll focus a little better. Right there. And you are provided with the micro USB cable to charge this. But since this battery is so large, this 3S battery, 3100 milliampere hour, you are definitely going to want to use a wall charger to charge this. A good wall charger, I'd say a 2 amp wall charger at minimum to charge this in a reasonable amount of time. Do not attempt to charge this battery through that micro USB port on your computer. You'll be waiting days, folks. So, computer USB ports do not have high power output. Most of them don't. So again, if you want to charge this in a reasonable amount of time, use a good wall charger, a good phone wall charger with the drone when you do such, folks. So save yourself some hassle. Okay, mentioned charger and wall charging. Now, a big thing about this particular drone is it does have a 3-axis gimbal. Okay, so we got stabilization up, down, stabilization in right, left roll, and also stabilization in yaw. So this should provide very, very steady video. I'm hoping to demonstrate that when we go flying, but very steady video with this 3-axis gimbal. I was really impressed with the C-Fly 2, the original 2. So hopefully this one will be also provide stable video as stable as the C-Fly 2. Now, about that video, it is a true 4K sensor, okay? This provides video, 4K video, and when I say 4K, I'm saying 3840 by 2160 pixels at 30 frames per second. You can also adjust that if you don't want to record in 4K. It also records in 2.7K at 30 frames per second, and also at 1080p at 60 frames per second. Now that last one, 1080p at 60 frames per second, is my favorite. I usually record in that, and I plan to record that when we go flying this. Most of the flight will be in 1080p at 60 frames per second. I'll do a short demo though of 4K because I know there are some people who are going to want to see the raw 4K from this, and I'll upload that separately, the 4K video, just to show you those that really want to see the 4K from this on YouTube. I'll upload that separately for them. Okay, now that video is recorded to an SD card, of course. That's another thing. I was reviewing a 3-axis gimbal drone the other day that did not have SD card recording. What's up with that? But this one does. Okay, but since we're recording in 4K, here's where the SD card goes. Since we're recording 4K, I strongly recommend you get a good card for this, okay? Get at least a U1 card, but I recommend a U3 if you can, if you're intending to record in 4K video. The reason being, this is very taxing on a card. Okay, there's going to be a lot of data being spewed onto that card in a very short amount of time. You want a card with a very good write speed. Again, I recommend a U3 if you can get one, but a U1 should also work in this. In fact, I'm going to fly with a U1 to show you how the U1 does work with this particular drone. So keep that in mind, folks. Get a good card for this. Now you can use 32 gigabyte, 228 gigabyte. This you can also use either FAT32 or exFAT cards. So there's no issue with cards there. You can use whatever card you want. But again, I strongly recommend at least U1, which is class 10 in other words. Okay, class 10 card is a U1 card usually. Okay, other things about it. This can also take photos. And it takes very nice photos. At least the C-Fly 2 did. It should do the same. And it has like has 5 different resolutions. It's like 5120 by 3840 is the highest, and it goes all the way down to 3840 by 2160 pixel photos. With that in mind, you can also adjust the exposure, the white balance for the video and photos, the ISO, the field of view. It has special scene modes and also special effects modes. And these are all available through the CFly 2 app for this particular drone. And we'll talk about the CFly 2 here shortly. Okay, let's talk about the controller. This is the big upgrade to this particular drone. The biggest upgrade to this drone is through the controller, folks. Notice these cables on the ground here, or I have down here. These are on-the-go cables. They're called OTG, on-the-go. What they do, folks, is provide a connection from your phone to the controller, and then from the controller, there's a relay that's sent directly to the drone for the control of the drone. I'm sorry, the drone's over there, along with the FPV video coming back from the drone, going through the relay and into your phone. Okay, the original CFly 2, the way that worked was you'd use your phone, connect to the controller using Wi-Fi, 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, before that relay would go out to the drone. The thing about that is there is some interference, okay, on 5 gigahertz between your phone and the controller, and that reduced the range, the potential range, from the controller down to 5 kilometers. But now that we're not using Wi-Fi anymore, there's no Wi-Fi, there's no interference between the controller and your phone, and that squeaks out that extra 2 kilometers distance that they're claiming for this. That's how they're doing it. Now, there's some other advantages to using the on-the-go cable instead of Wi-Fi. First off is the other one the original CFly used that 802.11 AC Wi-Fi. Again, not everybody has that type of Wi-Fi on their phone. So a lot of people were getting their drone and complaining, hey, I can't connect my phone to the controller and use this drone. But now that's not a problem. Okay, you can use most phones now, depending on the operating system you got there. You want to have more recent operating system. I think I forgot what the minimum operating system is that they're touting right now for the Faith 2. But again, you don't have to worry about 802.11 AC Wi-Fi with this, since we're connecting through on-the-go cables. Another advantage of that is a lot of phones, when you use that Wi-Fi, you'd lose the data signal to your phone. And what that would incur is that you'd lose particularly map information if you want to do waypoint flying. Okay, this is not a problem now. Now your data system will still connect at the same time while you're connected to this controller. So you'll be able to easily get that map data for your phone to use waypoints. So, that shouldn't be an issue no longer either. So, okay, let's go over some of the buttons on this controller. First off, let's talk about these antennas. Again, both of these antennas are real. So you are going to want to keep them, especially if you're flying distant or flying in a rough environment. Keep the flat port of the antennas pointed toward the drone for best reception. Do not point the tips of the antennas at the drone. That gives you the worst reception, folks. You want to have them fully extended up and down like that and pointed in the general direction, the flat portion pointed in the general direction of the drone. Okay, let's go over the buttons. We have a micro USB port on the top and on the side. The one on the top can be used for charging, along with the side. I think I charge it through the side also. But this one on the side is mainly for connecting your on-the-go cable into the controller, like so. And then you take this other side and plug it into your phone. Put your phone here and then plug it into your phone, and it would be connected automatically to the controller. Now, there's 3 different types of cables we got here. We have one for this one's for Apple phones, iOS phones. And this one here is a micro USB. Oh no, this one's Type C connector. And this one is for micro USB. So we have 3 different styles: micro USB, Type C, and for Apple iPhones. So now let's go back to the controller itself. Let's go over the buttons on this. It does have a scroll wheel for raising and lowering the gimbal. Pitch it up and pitch it down. And also, if you press this function button at the same time while operating the scroll wheel, it will have electronic zoom of the camera, so you can zoom in or zoom out on objects on the ground. This button here is for taking a photo, and this button here is for starting and stopping video. Always remember, stop video after you land or before you turn off the drone, or you will lose the video from the drone. That is true for most drones, folks. Other buttons on this is your power button right here for turning on the controller. It does have automatic takeoff and automatic landing by pressing this button here. And it does have return to home and landing by pressing this button here. And finally, this button here is for turning on or turning sport mode on, which means turning GPS off, or turning GPS on to the left and turning sport mode off by sliding it to the left. So that is the controller. I forgot to mention the controller has its own built-in battery, so you can recharge this. You will have to recharge this using a micro USB cable to charge the controller. Now, this uses the CFly 2 app. And this is CFly 2 app available in Google Play and iTunes. When I originally did the original review of the CFly 2, there were some issues with that app. Some of the features did not work. I'm hoping by now that they've updated that app to include those features, particularly for the Android version. But this has a lot of neat functions that this can do in addition to the FPV video that we're going to see through that. You know, there's Circle Fly. There's several different versions of Circle Fly. There's rocket mode. There's up and away mode. And I'll demonstrate them all. And we'll go through each one of them when we go flying. But that app is pretty interesting. I hope it's, again, been updated since I last flew it. And actually, I've looked at it. I looked at the new version of it. It looks entirely different. So it actually operates entirely different from the other one. So I'm hoping they did fix it. Let's go over what you get in the box. You get the drone, of course. You get a quick start guide along with safety guide. The actual manual for this isn't available yet, but it's going to be available through electronic download, so you can download a PDF version of it so that you can view it from CFly. You get the charger and its charging cable. You get the controller. You get 3 on-the-go cables, OTG cables. You get a cover for your gimbal to protect your gimbal, and you get a spare set of propellers and a tool to change those propellers. So that, again, is the CFly 2S. Again, the main upgrade is now we got 7-kilometer range, and now we don't have to worry about 802.11 AC Wi-Fi. You know, just connect your phone directly to the controller, and this should be extra strong FPV video coming from this drone, along with increased control range to the drone too. So let's take this out in the field now and see how it flies. So hope you enjoy this flight. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here. Welcome to a beautiful day here at Pleasant Ridge Park for the flight of the CFly Faith 2S. Now, I got to apologize, folks. There's some construction going on over here. They're expanding the parking lot for the area, so there is going to be some noise in the background. So, again, I apologize for that. Okay, to get this started, first off, we need to turn on the controller, which I just did now. Controller is started, and then we need to turn on the quadcopter. Now, I'm going to put it on a flat level surface before turning it on, like so, and then I'm going to do a short press and then a long press until I hear the ESCs chirping. So that should be connected there, and I think we are connected to the controller. Now, all I need to do now is just open up the app. I don't need to go and connect to Wi-Fi, folks. The reason being, we got this on-the-go cable now, so no need to connect to Wi-Fi. So hold on while I open up the app. Okay, this is the CFly 2S app, available in Google Play and for Apple on the Play Store. I have to note that as soon as I opened this up, it did an update right here while we were out here in the middle of the field. So it updated the software. So this should be the latest version of the software on the drone. Okay, but the first thing we need to do before takeoff is let's go into the settings. And I want to go through the settings real quick. Okay, right now I got beginner mode turned off. Switch to horizontal screen, no. Height limit, I'm going to keep it at 120 meters. Height, I don't want to go above 120 meters. And return to home setting, we're going to keep that at 30 meters too. Dynamic return to home point. Now this is interesting, folks. If I click on that, the return to home will change to wherever my phone is at. If I hit that update button, that comes in handy if you're out and about and you're flying around and you're following your drone, say in a boat or on a TV vehicle, and you want it to come back to you instead of where you originally took off, you hit that update button and it will come back to you. Now we need to do the compass calibration. Okay, and I'm going to hit the compass calibration the button right now. Calibration start. Please keep level rotation. There we go. Now it's let me do it. So level rotation this way, and let me keep it away from this, and then nose down, level rotation. Oh, the head of the drone upward, upward, upward. I'm sorry, folks. That's why I failed. You got to keep the nose up. Keep the head of the drone upward and rotate again. I'm doing that. And calibration success. So that's what I was doing wrong, folks. I put it nose down. This one likes to be nose up during calibration, so just letting you know. Okay, let's come out of that. And also, I want to go through some of the settings for the camera. Okay, right now we're in 1080p, 60 frames per second. I'm going to start off flying with 60 frames per second, 1080p. I'm going to do a demonstration flight in 4K a little bit later, but let's go through some of the other things we have here in the settings. We have exposure, white balance. We got a video watermark, which is off. I don't want that. A photo watermark off. Photo resolution shows the available different settings for photo resolution. ISO settings are on auto. Video field of view is wide. I'm going to leave it at wide. And scene mode is normal, and effect mode is also normal. So let's see, ISO, video watermark, white balance I want to set for sunny day, because there's not a cloud in the sky today, folks. So sunny day has been selected. So that should be the camera settings we're going to use. We're all good there. So I think we are good to take off, actually. So before we take off, let's start the video recording by pressing the video recording button. And it has started recording. And let's do automatic takeoff by pressing and holding the automatic takeoff button.
The return point has been refreshed. Please pay attention to the position of the return point.
And there we go. And how many satellites do we got? Does that say 21 satellites? Wow. That's the most I've ever seen in a drone. Okay, let's see how steady it is. It's doing a good job, actually, folks. Wind's hitting it. There's a breeze, but it's maintaining that altitude pretty well. And here comes more wind. Okay, so okay, let me get in front of the camera now. See what type of lag we got here. 1001. There's about half-second lag I'm seeing in the video. So we're good there, though. We're good to go. Well, let's take it up and out and see how it flies. So going up, going outbound and upward. Wow, that's a fast drone. That's a very fast drone. Okay, I want to leave it about that altitude there and heading outbound a little bit more. And right there, I want to put my glasses on, folks. What did I hit? I hit that function button. That's okay. Okay, glasses on so I can see it better in the sky. And let me lower the gimbal a little bit. Which way is lowered? There we go. Not that low. Okay, we can go a little bit further out. I'm pushing forward. And I want to see how... it's actually smooth. Very smooth. Okay. From there, let's do a slow rotate toward my position. Slow it down a little bit more. Toward me. Until we see me in the distance here. I'm right about there. And can I raise the gimbal up a little bit? Which way is up? I always get this wrong. There we go. And now I'm going to hold the function button down and see if I can do that electronic zoom. There we go. There I am. Too much. Let's come out a little bit. But there I am on the ground, folks. Can you see me? I'm waving at you. Let's see how steady that is from that point there. Well, not too bad, especially with the zoom in. Now let's zoom back out again. Wrong way. Zoom out. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out to normal. Okay, so from that, at that point there, I want to just hold it there and see how steady the image is. Okay, I see it in the sky there. And from that point, let's slide to the left. I'm going to slide the drone to the left. Sliding to the left. Sliding to the left to that end of the field. and stopping it there. Seeing how stable it is. Let's rotate to the right a bit. Rotating slowly to the right and showing the whole field. So it actually is pretty darn steady on my, well, I'm seeing a little bit of drift there. Okay, from that point there, I want to do the return to home and landing. So 1080p, return to home and landing. Pressing the return to home button. Let's see if it does anything. Safe flight, GPS position mode. Let's press it again. Okay, didn't do anything there. Let's try it with the app. Hitting return to home with the app. And hitting OK.
RTH is running.
Okay, here it comes there. So I had to activate it through the app. I pressed the return to home button on the controller. It beeped, but did not return to home. But let's see how close this return to home is. Coming back, coming back. What a beautiful day though, I'll tell you folks. Overhead, let me back up a little. And I'm going to stop the return to home before it touches down on the ground. We're going to keep it in the air. But let's see how it comes down. I'm going to try to stop it with this function button. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention, folks, there's, the return to home button, there's a pause button also. So if you hold that, it's supposed to pause whatever you're doing. I'm holding it down. No, oh, there we go. I did a quick press of the return to home and that paused it. But that pause button did not work on stopping the return to home. I was holding it down. I had to do a quick press and that stopped the return to home. Okay, so let me stop the video recording. Then get back in the picture again one more time. And go up a bit higher. I forgot to say, folks, let me link up the camera. Say, how do you like my shirt today, folks? I forgot to mention that. Okay, that's my shirt for today. So, okay, this time I'm going to stop video recording. I'm sorry, because I want to go back into the menus again. Or, I'm sorry, camera menus. Can you do that while we're in the air? Please stop recording and then try again. No, it's not. Drone is recording. Please stop. Okay, what I'm going to do, folks, is land it. I got a feeling I need to land it to change the settings. So let's bring it back a little and bring it down. Back over the pad and automatic landing.
Land mode is running.
There we go. Okay, let's see if I can adjust the camera settings here. Stopping the video recording. Camera settings. Yeah, so you have to be on the ground to change these settings. Right now I'm going to select, what I want to do is go to 4K mode. Yeah, 4K at 30 frames per second. Now, I am going to include this with the video, but it's going to be downgraded to 1080p. But I'm going to upload this 4K video separately, folks, so that you can view it separately without any editing, without any compression from me. There will be YouTube compression, but not from me. So, okay, we're in 4K mode, so should be good to go again. Stopping that, and let's start the camera one more time. It's camera recording. Camera is recording. Automatic takeoff. Pressing the automatic takeoff button.
The return point has been refreshed. Please pay attention to the position of the return point.
And this time, let me get in the camera again one more time. Sync it up one more time. This time, I'm just going to go straight up and then do a rotation around the field to show the area, or a yaw turn around the field to show the area. So we'll go up to about 30 meters or so until we see Lake Erie. Let me take my glasses off too so I can see Lake Erie, or can't see the screen. I have to take my glasses off, folks, because my eyes aren't very good. But let's go up to about 30 meters. 10, about 9, 10, 12, 15, 19, 20, going up to about 30. There we go, and there's Lake Erie. Beautiful Lake Erie off in the distance. Let's go up a little bit higher, in fact. Let's go up to 40 for today. Up to 40 meters about, right there. Okay, from that point there, let's do a slow rotate around the area to show the camera. That's its camera, folks. That's the area around the field on this beautiful day. Great day to be flying. Just showing the camera. And I'm going to rotate until we get down to pointing toward Lake Erie again. And I'm going to push forward. We're going to come back down by flying a corkscrew pattern back to the ground. I like to do that. That way you don't get into any vortex rig state or bubbling. But here we go. Forward. And reducing throttle at the same time. This is a fast drone. Very fast drone indeed. And even GPS mode. Coming down. And it's flying. Is that flying sideways? I'm doing that. It was, wasn't it? Pushing forward. Because I was giving it, I'm just going to give it forward push now. I was giving it a little bit of bank angle at the same time. You don't want to do that with this drone, obviously. You don't need to do it with this drone. Just give it, push it forward, it'll figure it out that it needs to bank. I'm seeing that right now. Okay, coming back down. And rotating back toward me. Okay, so far so good. That was 4K. Let me stop that video recording. We're going to need to land again because I want to switch it back to 1080p at 60 frames per second. So let's put it back over the pad. See if I can get it to auto land on the pad again. Holding the button down. There we go. And auto land on. Darn, that's nice. It does a nice stable landing. Most of the times my drones bounce off and land in the field somewhere. Okay, this time we're going to switch back to 1080p at 60 frames per second. And there we go. Camera's been switched. Let's do it to automatic takeoff again. Because
the return point has been refreshed. Please pay attention to the position of the return point.
And while we're here, I just want to show you some pictures. We'll do some pictures first. Coming down a bit so you can see my nice shirt and say, there's one picture. And one more. And one more. Okay, 3 pictures. And capture success. Okay, switching back to video mode by pressing the video record button and also getting the picture, syncing up the cameras. Again, I do this, folks, so that my lips are moving in sequence when on the camera for that. Okay, well, let's try these advanced features like follow me. Let's go up a bit higher first. And moving out a bit. Now, see that controller in the lower left corner of the screen? Click on that. The drone is recording. Please stop. Okay, stop recording. Click on that. And we then click on follow me, which I'm going to do now. And operate next. Focus on the target. Okay. Is this optical follow me? I think this is optical follow me. So let me get in the picture then. I am the target. And then hit start. Follow me is activated.
Track mode is running.
Okay. Let's see if follow. Yeah, it's flying itself around. Let's see it follow. Now it's going over me, so I'm going to lower the gimbal. Let's see. Now, you know, I should have probably... Let me stop follow me. Okay, what I should do is stop the recording also. I should move out about 30 meters, folks. Most of these follow me's that work require you to be at least 20 to 30 meters away. Hit next. Now the target is not in view. There's the target, which is me. Let me get in there. Okay. Raising it up a bit, raising the gimbal up a bit. There, and then hit start. Okay. Follow me activated. track mode, and recording again. Let's see a follow. I'm watching. What type of follow me do we got? Track mode. It appears to be Hubsan style of follow. Although I'm not, I don't, oh, there I am. Hubsan style, where it stays at a specific point or compass point from you. In this case, it's in the southeast from me, and then follows you from that. So yeah, that's all right. I like Hubsan style follow me's. Let's walk toward it, see if it figures out I'm walking toward it. There we go. Figured it out. So that is follow me. So coming out of follow me and bringing it forward toward me. Lots of beeping going on here. I'm not sure what, but let's push. Oh, we got to come out of follow me. I got to stop that. And recording is stopped. Pushing forward, bringing it closer. Because next we're going to try some of the other features of this. Coming down a little bit lower. Okay. And now let's hit that function again, and let's try waypoint flying next. Now waypoint, we're playing with it. We're in GPS mode. Make sure no obstacles in the way. Okay, let's see if we get the map comes up as it should. Waypoints must not exceed 100 meters from takeoff point. Okay, let's center on our position and hitting waypoints, and I want to be in satellite view. Okay, well, I'm in waypoint mode. Nothing seems to be happening there. So I'm gonna, seems to be an issue with waypoints right now, so I'm gonna stop waypoint mode. Sorry, but that one did not seem to work properly with the Android app. Okay, so let's go select another one. Rocket, let's get underneath. Going up a bit higher too. Lowering the gimbal. All the way down, and hitting rocket, and it's going to go 14 meters up. Focus on the target, then click, yeah, we're the target, hit start, and there's a rocket mode. Hello. Going up, and there we are, 14 meters. So that's rocket. And it didn't record. Okay, reducing throttle, coming back down. Coming back down quickly. Back in position again. And raising that gimbal back up again. Until we see me. Okay, special functions. Let's do a droney. Droney. And next. And record. Focus on the target and then click start. Was that supposed to start recording automatically? Let's bring it back in again. Let's try that one more time. I think it's supposed to do it automatically. So bringing it back in again and hitting, let's do that droney again. I like dronies. I normally do these manually. Let's go 14 meters, then hit next. And we are the target, hit start. Start. Yeah, it automatically starts recording, so you don't need to do that, folks. I did not know that, I'm sorry. So I'm bringing it back in. Coming back down again. Lowering. Throttle. Okay, next thing we'll try is helix. Hit next. We're the target, hit start. And recording has started, but the helix appears to be going around. Where's it going around? This area. So raising the gimbal up a bit. Oh, you can't raise the gimbal up. So it's got the gimbal set. So the point that it's rotating appears to be right about here in the helix. And we can stop that helix now. So that's the helix mode. Press switch to do this. Press switch to position mode to do this. Let's hit function stop. There we go. So not function stop, but what I did, folks, was What's it doing? It's still circling. Pause. And I'm going to hit return to home. Okay, to break out of that. Didn't want to break out of it for some reason. And here it comes back out again. And we're going to stop, return to home right there. Pushing forward to bring it back toward me and going on to the next function of this drone. Now let me turn it a bit over here so the sun's not in my eye like it was there. Okay, so that was Helix. I had to hit return to home to break out of Helix. Let's try Boomerang. Hit next. Focus on the target. Where is the target? There I am. And then hit start. And there's Boomerang mode. And I'm going to move over here because it looks like that Boomerang mode thinks I'm here. So it's a rotate that goes in an oval shape around me is Boomerang mode. Cool, but let's come out of that. Hitting, can I pause it with the pause button? There we go. When you hit that pause button, it climbs. Oh, it goes into return to home mode. That's what it's doing. Press it again, come out of return to home, come back down here. That's why it's climbing, folks. So that pause button on this does not seem to be operating properly right now. They'll have to update the firmware for that because I'm pressing it and it's not stopping the feature. And holding down the pause button. Okay, so raising the gimbal up again, coming down lower, syncing up the cameras, and going back into special modes. We did circle, visual follow. Let's try that. Coming soon. How about panorama mode? Coming soon. So visual mode, panorama mode, not in yet. So overall, I'm also noted we're getting a little low on battery power, so I'm going to stop the special features right now and discuss this right now. Quick discussion. So far, so good. Linking it up. It seems to work. The issue being, excuse me, folks. This pause button did not stop the special features, and you know I'd hold it down, you hear a beep, but it wouldn't stop. You know, circle mode and the other things like that. Okay, we haven't tried the optical flow yet. I'm going to turn off the GPS. Let me also start video recording again. We're going to turn off the GPS right now, and then we're going to fly around in sport mode. Let's see first if the optical flow system is working when I turn it off.
Currently in S mode, the gimbal effect will be affected.
Okay, no, it's still in GPS mode when you're in sport mode. It's just that the gimbal is going to be affected, it said.
Power is less than 10%. Please pay attention to flight.
Uh-oh.
Currently in S mode, the gimbal effect will be affected.
Are we recording? Making sure we're recording. We're in sport mode now. Let's just fly around in sport mode real quick. Okay, we're low battery power. So going back to off. And does this actually land itself on low battery power? I'm not going to be able to do much with sport mode, folks, because we're low battery already. So we're getting low in battery. But I want to see, does it actually land itself? Or does it just land wherever it's at on low battery? So I'm coming down. We're real low battery power right now. Syncing it up. Syncing up the cameras. So we demonstrated most of the features of this. I'm not sure why map mode did not work. You know, go back to map mode. No waypoint. You know, oh, now it's working. Okay, now it's working. Why is that? But it's not centering on my position or on the drone's position. I'm trying to center it on the drone's position and it's not doing it. Or on my position, as you can see here. So, you know, the map mode has some work that needs to be fixed with the app. It won't center on my position. I don't know why. Going back up a bit. So, okay, so again, the big features of this is now we got on-the-go cable. That should help prevent, you know, Wi-Fi lag. Also, it reduces, well, I'm seeing about a half-second of lag here. So there's still a little bit of lag, but not a lot. And also, it'll help prevent loss of Wi-Fi signal while we're out flying about, since we're not using any Wi-Fi. Again, the way this works is the drone's transmitting a signal to the controller, and then that signal gets sent to the phone via this on-the-go cable instead of Wi-Fi. So that's a big update from the previous 2S. So what's our battery power right now? When's it going to land? The current power is less than 10%. And does it drop or do what? I'm waiting for it to do something here. So I'm syncing it up again. Let's turn it toward me here. Does it fly back to its position? Or what? We'll find out. So, okay, did I try all the features? I think I did try all the features. Again, I demonstrated what's in the camera setting. You can't get in there when it's flying, but it does have a lot of settings for the camera features, so we should have really good video from this drone. So, okay, we're still flying. It says we're down to 9%, 8%. I'm waiting for any attention. The aircraft will return in 8 seconds. There's what it does, folks. It's alerting us it's going to go back home because I'm getting low on battery power, so I'm going to go home.
Low battery RTH is running.
And there it is. Low battery, return to home. Cool. It's a true return to home on low battery. Some drones just land wherever they're at. This one actually does a return to home on low battery. So that's good. Coming back down, coming back down. Let's see how close its landing is. I gotta let it land now because it's low battery. Let's see how close the return to home and landing is. Wow. That's good. That's really good in my opinion.
Is too low. Please pay attention
Okay,
to flying.
stopping recording. Always remember to stop your recording, folks, before you turn off that drone, your drone, or you will lose the recording. So what are my thoughts on this? This is a very capable little drone. Not little, but very capable drone. Should be a popular one, I'm thinking. So hope you enjoyed this flight of the C-Fly 2S. Let me turn it around the other way. Oh, it's too dark over here on my face. This is Quadcopter 101. Quadcopter 101, signing out. Hi, Quadcopter 101 here again. Hey, if you want to get your own shout out in one of my future videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's real simple. Just go to my channel page and click on that subscribe. And also make sure to click that bell button right next to the subscribe button. That way you get notified when I release a brand new video immediately and give you a chance to get that first shout out. So give it a try, folks.